Welcome to New Sky TV. Guo Yuxin's rise to stardom with a short drama. 3 key strategies from ugliest to fame. Pet Little Wildcat BN. Did you find Lubin and Northeast love story both disliked and captivating? Liu Haokun completely turned things around with his new drama So What If I'm Afraid of My Wife? From ugliest male co-star to a breakout leading man, he shed his prejudice against good looks and proved with his acting skills, sweet dramas don't rely on looks, the enduring sense of trust is key. This time, the female alpha and male omega romance is sweet, reasonable, and addictive, making you grin from ear to ear. While watching Northeast love story, Flash Marriage Rose, did you also think, this male lead isn't handsome enough, how can he be worthy of Guo Yuxin? You might have complained, but your heart was drawn to the character. Liu Haokun plays Lu Bing, a video arcade owner, a rough around the edges but warm-hearted older brother, a fiercely protective husband who always keeps his word. For the person he loves, he'd humble himself and kneel to borrow money from his factory manager father. In a fire, he knowingly rushed into the thick smoke to protect someone. Back home, he transforms into a docile, doting husband, harboring a secret crush for years, too afraid to confess, using the excuse of securing a school place for his younger brother to force a whirlwind marriage into a destiny. We all understand that stubbornness beneath the surface, a sharp tongue masking an incredibly tender heart. This realism makes viewers forget about the actor's looks while watching. The show's popularity speaks for itself. It surpassed 1.5 billion views in just 7 days, topping the Hangul romance chart. We were drawn in by the vibrant atmosphere of a 1990s Northeast China street, the tug-of-war between marriage and love captivating. But once the hype died down, the comments section was flooded with complaints like the male lead's looks dragged down the show, he doesn't deserve Guo Yuxin's beauty, and some even labeled him the ugliest male co-star. The show became a hit, but he himself didn't, and he barely reaped any benefits. This is a painful truth, and we all felt sorry for him. Who could have imagined that just a few months later, the tide would turn overnight? Liu Haokun's So What If I'm Afraid of My Wife? Became an instant sensation. On its premiere day, January 25th, it exploded in popularity, reaching a peak of 73.78 million views and firmly securing a spot in the top 2 of the 3 major charts, trending shows, new dramas, and trending searches. Total online viewership exceeded 1 billion, and pre-orders for the second season surpassed 550,000. These figures would be impressive even for a long-running drama, and for a short drama, it's a runaway success. When we saw him again, he seemed completely different. This time, he played Fang Ling, a spoiled young man forced by his grandfather to marry his sister, who was 5 years his senior. He proclaims he'll never be henpecked, but he's easily subdued by her with a single glance. He's arrogant and domineering during arguments, but his ears turn bright red when praised for his sharp wit. One second he's saying "don't touch me," the next he's a clingy, wife-like figure. That sunday contradictory charm is practically tailor-made for the role of a younger male lead. The key is his 181 centimeters height combined with his relaxed acting. The kissing scenes are neither cheesy nor awkward, just so sweet they make you grin from ear to ear. Netizens collectively change their tune, flooding the screen with comments praising his alluring gaze and declaring him a handsome man whose looks grow on you. The initial criticisms turned into a sudden surge of admiration. Many who said short dramas only judge by appearances were proven wrong. His theatrical background shines through in the details on screen, his delivery of lines is seamless, and his micro-expressions are masterful. He perfectly captures the character's initial defiant arrogance, his subsequent dependence and closeness, and his jealous, evasive, and resentful gaze. You can see the character's inner journey, from defiance to submission, from resistance to immersion, developed step by step, not just through forced kisses. From being dubbed the ugliest male co-star to a breakout leading man, he achieved this through his ability to bring the character to life, not just his face on screen. We may have overlooked a crucial element. Some lamented that he wasn't famous enough at the time, but consider this, the audience remembering Lu Bing is the first step. A deeply ingrained character is the seed of word of mouth. The longer it sits, the more easily it will be collectively reawakened the next time. Fang Ling's recent breakup performance wasn't accidental, it was the culmination of years of accumulated talent. Our experience watching dramas tells us that what truly captivates audiences isn't a single stunning first impression, but rather a lasting sense of trust that grows over time. Here's a question worth asking but often overlooked. What does a hit short drama really mean for an actor's long-term development? A fleeting moment of glory or a stepping stone? My view is that it's more like a passport. The fast-paced narrative demands that actors establish their characters in a shorter time frame, the camera work is tight, the transitions are rapid, and the emotions are intense. Once an actor establishes themselves in this environment, it demonstrates a solid foundation and strong versatility as long as the roles he chooses continue to evolve. Positive word of mouth and data will naturally create a virtuous cycle, ultimately solidifying into a double trust in the audience's hearts. This trust isn't built through marketing, but rather through countless performances. When the work is solid enough, the actor no longer needs to repeatedly prove himself, the audience will naturally stand by him. The aesthetic trend is also subtly shifting. More and more people are moving from instant amazement to appreciating something more enduring, a relaxed, effortless demeanor, and the genuine flow of emotions in the details. That unhurried approach to pleasing the camera makes it easier for viewers to stop and watch for a few more seconds. This isn't a compromise, but an advancement in aesthetics, a choice made by a more mature audience. Looking back at his collaboration with Guo Yuxin, it becomes clear that their chemistry was never accidental. Their many scenes together in Northeast Love Story weren't deliberately sentimental, yet they were always responsive and measured. The emotional progression was steady, he knew when to hold back and when to give his all. It was these seemingly insignificant details that gave his emotional scenes depth. So, if his former co-stars saw his achievements today, they would probably be surprised. It's not because of sudden fame, but because he has truly reached a new stage, no longer defined by a single label, nor dictated by external aesthetics. From the audience's perspective, we actually prefer to see this kind of growth path, an actor using a single work to powerfully refute those prejudices about looks being everything. A good appearance might get you started, but for long-term success, it ultimately comes down to acting skills and the accumulation of roles. That secret sense of pride we all feel is not shameful at all. Who wouldn't want to see those who deserve to be truly seen finally being seen? If you haven't watched I'm Afraid of My Wife, ladies, you can definitely give it a try. The success of this May-December romance between an alpha and a male omega isn't solely due to its premise. Its greatest strength lies in the way their relationship grows naturally. It's not about forced sweetness, but about gradually confirming each other's place through repeated clashes, tests, and compromises. From initial antagonism to later intimacy, the emotional shifts are predictable, and the character development is well developed, making the sweetness feel genuine and believable. Often, viewers aren't averse to sweetness, but rather to superficial sweetness. Without emotional build-up and internal character logic, even the most intense sweetness feels cheap. The value of this drama lies in its dedication to building the relationship, making every interaction feel necessary and every spark of attraction feel natural. As a result, the further you watch, the more addicted you become, and the less you want to fast forward. This makes the final question all the more real. Will we still be subconsciously swayed by the good looks on the cover when choosing a drama next time? Or are we willing to give a less stunning, but more enduringly appealing, character a little patience? The answer may not be absolute, but at least this work has proven one thing: what truly captivates is never initial amazement, but rather a comfortable presence that grows on you over time. The same principle applies to reality. In work and life, we are too bound by appearances and labels, accustomed to judging people in the easiest way, rarely willing to spend a little more time on understanding. If one day we could set aside our prejudices, like watching a TV series, and wait for a few more episodes, perhaps we would discover that those who are overlooked are often the ones who most deserve to be seen. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.